Today we will be making curry chicken with a side of rice and beans, and also a side of plantains. So here we have our chicken thighs with our cut up limes. We have some garlic powder, also the curry powder. We have 4 tablespoons of butter. We also have our minced garlic here. Again, as far as your seasoning, it can be any seasoning of your choice. I have some cut peppers here, also oil, some chives, and I have some more orange peppers cut up, and I have the beans. That's going to be used for my rice. And then I have my cut up plantains. So those are all of our ingredients. Let's get into it. All right, so first we're going to go ahead and start with cooking our rice. So I've actually rinsed the rice off. I have it in a rice cooker. I wanted to go ahead and add some coconut milk. Now, before I actually got my rice started, I wanted to go ahead and heat some oil up and saute my peppers before adding them to my rice and beans. So we're going to go ahead and heat the oil. Once it's hot, we're going to add our chopped orange peppers and chopped onions. And I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic powder, little parsley mix. So we're just going to stir this for a few minutes to kind of saute it before we add it to our rice. So we're going to add it into our rice cooker with the rice. A little bit of salt here to give it some flavor. And I'm going to stir it around. Like so. All right, and we're just going to add just a little bit more salt. Again, you can add as much salt as you like, to your desire, however you need it to taste. All right, I'm just stir it a little bit more. All right, and once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add my pre-cooked beans. These are red kidney beans to my rice, and I'm going to go ahead and stir that in. All right, just stir it in real good. And next, we're going to actually go ahead and add our coconut milk. Stir that in. Stir it in real good. All right, and after I've stirred that, I'm going to actually add some oil. Now, I like to add oil to my rice because it helps it not to stick. I don't really like sticky, mushy rice. I like it to kind of be tender but still be chewy, if that makes sense, but not soft, soupy, muggy, no. So that's why I like to add my oil. All right, so after that, we'll go ahead and set it in the rice cooker, and we'll just turn it on and set it with the white rice setting. A couple of my videos, I know I've spoken about the meat being pre-washed and everything like that, or pre-cooked, pre-washed. So basically how I like to clean and wash my meat, I would actually use vinegar, but I'm actually out of vinegar, so I'm going to be using these limes here. And basically you could just squeeze the limes kind of like this, kind of so like the juices is inside of the meat, it's on the meat. Squeeze it like this. And then what you can kind of do is just like rub it on the meat. Kind of rubbing this lime on the meat, the acid is actually cleaning the meat. So we'll just scrub each one of these pieces of meat like this. Scrubbing each part of the meat. And that's gonna help it clean. Too much pieces out of it in here. Coming off of the meat. Pour it out like that. Mix it again. And that's how I like to clean my meat. All right, so that's how I clean the meat. Now, once it's been rinsed off thoroughly, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my seasoning. And again, it's just really, the seasoning of your choice and, how much you'd like to add. All right, so once I add, the seasoning to the meat, I'm just, stirring it in, mixing it in real good. Now, once we've gotten our season into the meat real good, we're going to go ahead and heat some oil on the stovetop and the skillet. And once our oil is heated, we're going to go ahead and add our minced garlic. We want to stir that around really good. Again, just make sure we stir it evenly. And then we're going to add our scallions. Go ahead and stir that in with our garlic skillet. Stir it around. Then we're going to add our onions to the skillet. And we're just going to stir it a little bit more. And then we're going to add our peppers to the mix and stir it again. Stir everything together. Alright, and while it's sauteing, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt here. Alright, now let's give this thing another few stirs here. We just want to make sure it's stirred really well. Then I'm going to go ahead and pour this into a side dish while I cook my meat. Okay, we're going to add some oil while it's heated. Go ahead and add my chicken thighs into the oil, to the skillet. All right, I'm just going to kind of lay it flat. Now, I kind of noticed that I didn't have enough space. So instead of overstuffing this skillet, we're going to take out another pan and get it heated and add the meat to that. So we're just adding the oil here, making sure it's getting really, really hot. And while we're waiting for that to get hot, I'm going to go ahead and actually start flipping some of the chicken thighs in my other skillet. All right, now once I've gotten all of those flipped over, we can go ahead and start adding our meat to our second skillet. And it is ready. If you can see, it is sizzling at the bottom. All right, so we uncover this one and we can see that it is no pink. It is white and brown, and that is how we want it. We want it nice and juicy and well cooked. All right, no blood, no pink. All right, so I'm going to start adding my vegetable mix to my meat. All right, now once I've added enough vegetables to this skillet, I'm going to go ahead and take my measuring spoon here. It's 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to go ahead and just add it evenly throughout of my skillet. So I added about 3 or 4 teaspoons. All right, so once I distributed it evenly, I then went ahead and added a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder on top as well, just to give it a little bit more flavor. And then I did place a lid on top, and I placed it back on the heat All right. And now I'm going to take the lid off of my second skillet, and we're just going to do the same exact thing. So, you see that there's no pink. We see brown and white, which is perfect. All right. Go ahead and flip that over. We're going to start adding our vegetables to the pan with the meat. All right. And remember, I was using my measuring teaspoons to add my curry powder. Again, it was 1 teaspoon. That was the measuring amount that I was using. And because it was a little bit less meat in this pan, I only added 2 teaspoons instead of 3 or 4. And then I'm going to still use the half measuring spoon for the garlic powder. And again, I'm just going to sprinkle that throughout the dish, all on top of it. And I'm going to cover that up and place it back on the heat. Also turning the stove down. So I'm going to actually go ahead and just flip this meat once in my first skillet. Get everything flipped over. Make sure that this is turned down as well. And give this one another flip. Alright, so while we're letting the meat simmer, we're going to go ahead and add the butter to our pan. And we're going to let the butter melt. We already have our plantains with a little bit of seasoning. After the butter is melted, we're going to go ahead and take my cut plantains, and I'm going to place them in there flat. All right.
Can't resist.
Now, after placing the plantains all face down, I'm going to let them cook for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'm going to start to turn them over. As you can see, it's going to be a golden brownish color. All right. If it's a little dark, it's okay. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But no, seriously, it's okay if it's a little dark. They actually taste really good when they're darkened. So, just flip them all over. Make sure that they are cooked evenly in your butter. All right, so these beautiful plantains look like they are done. So if you look at them, they are brown on both sides, a little dark yellow in the middle, just the way I like them. And my babies are going to love them. So I like to just place them on paper towels so that the excess grease can drain off of them. Just place them in there like this. All right, now don't ask me what I was doing, but clearly I guess I was just dancing while I was waiting for the food to finish. So it's nothing like a little exercise during the middle. All right, it's always good to have a little fun in the kitchen. All right, so let's check on our rice, and it looks like it is done. You can see some of the orange peppers and red beans is kind of in the top, but you see what I mean? Like, it's not too sticky. Like, I love it. Fluffy, I love it. Alright, so we're checking back on our curry chicken, and it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking real good. So as you can see, our meat is done. Okay, you can see how beautiful the curry and all the seasoning just simmering in the meat. I can't wait to eat this. I can't. And I can't wait for you guys to tell me how yours came out, because this is just amazing. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for taking your time out to cook with Rhea.